I'm Richard Lewis reporting for cadred.org. It is so hot, I don't know what this man is thinking being dressed up like Kenan, but of course it is Shushei from Elo Hell. Right, I want to talk to you about, not the costume, the team and how you put it together. You know, it's a group of friends, it's a bit of fun. I mean, did you have any expectations of causing upsets and beating the bigger teams when you came here?
Well, the thing is, like, the team started when I was trying to make my own team together with Kubon back then, and we had 5 players, but then it happened like one person didn't want to play with other, etc., etc. And at the same time, Hosan from Elo Hell, it wasn't Elo Hell back then, asked us if we want to play with them in ECC because they have 2 open spots. So we said, why not? We joined them and we played. And we were kind of like, okay, we're going to play as long as we're going to be in Season 2, we're going to stick together. And after we are out, we're going to think what then. Like, so right now we are out of Season 2 and we are in the process of making decision, either we stay together or not. We are, you know, considering every pros and cons of both decisions.
I want to ask you quite a lot about Fnatic, because you were obviously a part of that great team, won Season 1, you were there over a year, which is a very long time in esports. I think everyone was really surprised when you left. How big a decision was it? I mean, were you upset to leave the team? How much so?
I mean, it all started when the metagame changed from the double AP to bruisers on top. Since we had 2 AP players and no bruiser top, we slowly started to play wars and wars because you just couldn't handle top with AP player, right? And we tried to change me for a bruiser, but my playstyle just doesn't fit there. I'm like too aggressive on the top lane. So I think it was at start it was painful decision, but it was healthy in the end. Like, I'm a lot more happier now playing in the middle than I was at the top. Though I still miss the guys a lot. Like, spending a year together is like, it's like family, right?
Well, I know. And did you feel maybe a little bit disrespected in a way, because you're this fantastic mid player, everyone knows mid is your position, you have to go top, and it's like usually the star players are the ones that don't have to change, people change around them. You were the one having to change your entire game to try and make the team work. Did that really bother you? Did you feel like I shouldn't have to be doing this?
No, it actually was after some time we had a break, and then I had some problems on mid as well for like a few weeks. So we decided that would be the best, since Pekka was also awesome mid player, and yeah, it was a team decision, so it didn't bother me in any way.
Do you have mixed feelings seeing Fnatic compete now? Like, obviously it didn't happen, but if you had to play them, would you be wanting to win to prove a point, or would you be thinking, even if I lose, it's good because the team's still going to do well, the team I used to be a part of?
If I would be playing against them, I wouldn't want to win to make a point. I would just want to win, right? To go on in the tournament. But I don't hold any grudges or anything against them.
That's good. Do you keep in touch with the guys? Like, I mean, do you still mix together, or, you know, duo queue, that kind of thing?
Yeah, today we're gonna go drinking together probably. So
I can see you dressed for it anyway. But okay, so let's talk about your team. You know, and you've said you're in the process of making decisions. So I won't ask too much about, you know, what the future might hold. But I do want to ask, what's it like being the big name? Like, do you feel more pressure because everyone knows who you are? You're the Fnatic guy, you're the Season 1 champion, and the players around you aren't as well known. Does that make it harder for you, or do you kind of enjoy that?
Actually, right now I don't feel that, since we never been a favorite in the tournament, right? So it's so much easier. Like, when after the championship, when we won it with Fnatic, the games there were like much more. They were putting much more pressure on us, since we were like, oh, Fnatic, they have to win, right? Yeah. And now it was like, we came here, and it's like, oh, M5 probably gonna win. So whatever we play, if we give a good fight, it's people are already gonna talk about it, right? So yeah.
Season 3, you seem a great person to ask about these new developments. Very different direction to what we've seen in the past. Some players are saying it's great. Some think, I don't know. I know you're an open-minded guy, but you're also outspoken. So what do you think about it all?
I think it's gonna be actually improvement. Well, depends how it goes, but it's gonna like change the esport how it works now. It's gonna be more about promoting the players instead of promoting the teams. I mean, now, well, yeah, it's gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be about promoting the team as a players, not a team as a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's interesting. I mean, do you feel the kind of players at the moment are maybe not exploited by organisations, but do you know what I mean? The organisation seems to reap the benefit more than the players, even though it's the players that stream, it's the players that practice, it's the players that play, it's the players that have the relationship with the fans, and the organisations have come to League of Legends a little bit late. Do you think player power is good, or do you think the organisations are the ones that should reap the benefits? Which one?
I would say like I've been in few organizations, so I know. I won't gonna call names.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, like some organizations are actually reaping players. That's for sure. But some are giving them more. So what's gonna happen now is that players gonna have more power in that. They're gonna be like, okay, so we actually don't need you, right? They will have possibility to say, we don't need you. We have a sponsorship for Riot Tag, right? We can look for our own sponsors, for example.
Well, another person that's going to, or organisation that's going to have lots of power is going to be Riot. It's going to give them a lot more control over what happens. Do you think that's potentially dangerous, or do you think Riot have done such a great job that they are the people who really should be controlling it?
Well, it depends. Like, you know, people say that power change people, right? So right now I think it's going in good direction, but if someone at the top have a bad idea, it can go in the wrong direction as well, right? So it depends on the people and how they want to work about that.
What do you make of Intel Extreme Masters, just in general as a tournament? I know it's kind of one of these things, it's come to League of Legends kind of fresh, you know, it's the new game, and already it's the biggest game. I mean, what have you thought of the atmosphere and the way the tournament's been run?
You mean on during the whole tournament?
Yeah, the whole thing, yeah, the whole Intel Extreme Masters.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like really fun to be here. Everyone is so helpful. Like, for example, today I just went to the guy from ESL, and because there's a party today.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't have a pass, and could you get one for me? And he was like, yeah, no problem, just give me that information, what I need. And
but what about the crowds as well? I mean, I have never seen, I've been following esports a long time, reporting in esports a long time, the League of Legends fans were queuing from 8 in the morning just to get a seat for games that didn't start until 2 hours later. So are you amazed at the way the fans behave, or does it make sense to you as a player?
Yeah, I do, and I wish there would be enough place for everyone to sit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, do you get weird reactions from any fans? I mean, have any fans been, you know, getting you to sign things and that autographs, that kind of thing? Has that been happening?
Well, at start it was weird. Now it's okay. Now
it's all right now.
Yeah, but the best thing is, well, like when we are playing, you don't hear anything because of the headphones, but sometimes you can feel the ground trembling.
When they cheer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about League of Legends? I know as the esports future. It's right now the biggest game. It's become the most popular game in Korea, ahead of StarCraft 2. I mean, how big can this game get? Because are you frightened that the only way from being up here is down?
No, but I think at some point, of course, game gonna get exchanged, right, because of the technology process. But I think League of Legends gonna be like Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike was on scene for a very long time, right? So I think the same gonna happen to League of Legends.
I want to ask you just a bit about the tournament and who you think's going to win, what team you'd like to win maybe. I mean, everyone's saying Moscow 5. that I've asked. Do you think Moscow 5 are going to win it easily, or do you think someone can challenge them?
I think they might have problems with CLG, though I would prefer Moscow 5 to win, because then we lost to the winners, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Everyone likes that. But what is it about Moscow 5 that's so good then? 'Cause everyone says them, that they are a great team, there's no denying that. But what, in your opinion, makes them so special?
Usually they make opponents play the way they want. Like they make opponents play their way. Like, for example, some teams are more defensive, right? Some more teams are more kiting, and some teams rely more on the team fights. And Moscow 5 just force their playstyle on the enemy, so they have to play like them.
Yeah. Well, as someone who played against them very recently, just yesterday or 2 days ago, what advice would you give to a team that had to play them now? What would you say is the way to beat Moscow 5?
That would be probably to try to shut down Diamond procs on the jungle and focus on ganking mid and top lane.
So if any of the teams are watching that, they might be able to get some advice. Well, it's great talking to you, and it's baking hot. I don't want to keep you because you need to get somewhere cool. I'm sweating, so I don't know what you're doing, but it's a great outfit. Great to finally meet you, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us. So there you have it. There's the man himself. Hope that's answered some of the questions you guys wanted to see. Do stay tuned to cadred.org. We're going to have more interviews just like this one from IEM Cologne 2012. Peace.